Hey everyone, it's Will, Gamer Dad, with another video for you. So first off, I'd like to give a shout out to one of my Patreon supporters, Frank Wilson. Thanks for your support. Now obviously, depending on where you are in the world, it is the beginning of May, so hopefully April showers brings May flowers. Now that being said, of course, being that it is the start of a new month, we also do have the standard Fateful Encounter 7 days encounter. And so let's just take a quick look. We obviously have 3 hammer units, 2 of which actually are earth, and 1 is water. And then we can scroll down. AS Miunfa, Daisy, as well as, I believe that's AS Melina. So let's just take a look here, and we will go directly into the Dreams section to check out the banner. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. And I also do have a Patreon account for those who want to support me that way. So again, for veterans of the game, or even if you've been around for a couple of months, you know that these 7-day encounters only last 7 days, as per the name, and it does last until May 7th UTC. So yes, Melina AS, Miunfa AS, and Daisy. Unfortunately, still only 777%, not 777 free draws, and so a total cumulative odds of 20% for any one of the 3 featured units, after which 80% odds of getting something else that is not featured. And so you are rolling the dice literally when pulling on a banner such as this. That being said, it is still a Fateful, so they do guarantee at least 1 5-star on the 10th pull. If not, you can still pull additional 5 stars pulls 1 to 9. And you can see our great list of the standard culprits are here. AS Nakoko, AS Milsha, AS Hina is one of our newer ones, of course, and so on and so forth. A lot of powerful units, and of course, some units not nearly as powerful. AS Xion. And we can keep on going down. Altars are all here as usual, and of course, bots, Rainbow Sisters, and Knights. And so, should you summon? Well, again, you probably know by now that 7-day encounters just don't have the star power of regular or featured banners. That being said, I mean, these units are actually pretty decent. AS Miunfa, of course, was our more recent or most recent Blunt Zone setter. She does have to VC it in. However, she does have a preemptive move, Tea Kettle Carnival, which in Blunt Zone can actually do a significant amount of boost. I believe they have a weapon damage boost for blunt users, as well as other benefits. And of course, if you stack her Tea God Majesty stacks, at 5 stacks, she can do a tremendous amount of damage. You've probably seen me use her in videos where I kind of leave the stacks at 4 or 5, so you have 2 consecutive turns where you can do significant amount of damage. AS Miunfa also has moderate power down, end of turn boosts and heal in zone, either earth or blunt. It also does have modest status recovery as well as MP heal. Now Daisy is a very interesting unit. She's only featured once about a year and a half ago with the Purgatory, I guess the whatever you call it, the side, I forgot what it's called. Anyways, the side adventure. She is a very powerful unit when used in the right circumstance. Her main interesting part is that depending on the difference with her speed versus the boss, and she's extremely slow, so you want the boss to be faster than her. She has a kind of a delayed attack where she waits for the enemies to act first. Afterwards, if she acts last and she is the slowest, she can do a tremendous amount of DPS. She does have access to also things like giving a boost depending on if the enemy acts first, as well as things like a dual debuff, although it's only 25% dual debuff. So at this point, not necessarily useful. But her DPS cannot be denied. I believe her VC also gives a DPS and AoE, so that's useful in its own right. And finally, AS Melina does have a manifest. With her manifest, she has pretty significant DPS. Her main interesting part is that she heals with every attack. She has single target as well as AoE, and she can boost crit damage as well. And I think she also does blood resistance down. So there is some benefits for having AS Melina. Now, unfortunately, like most 7-day encounters, the problem is that I feel that Blunt as a whole, although it is a favorite of mine, and you've seen me use a lot of Blunt teams over the years, without a preemptive Blunt Zone setter currently, and I know Japan has released one in the future, it's just that 2-turn AF for Blunt Zone is just not capable enough for most super boss fights, in my opinion. Now, you could obviously pull it off and so on and so forth, and I would argue that Daisy is still very niche use and has been used in some more recent super boss fights because of her massive potential with her DPS. However, like I said, the other two, although I have both, I actually have all three of these, I would recommend not to pull unless you really are a fan of these three waifus. Now, one thing of note, Melina does have three forms: normal style, AS Melina, as well as ES Melina. And ES Melina is quite useful as a debuffer and a support unit in Thunder Zones. Her normal style is okay. I wouldn't say she's powerful at this point, so keep that in mind. So again, in general, recommend not to pull. Let me know in the comments below if you really still decide to pull and see what you get. After all, it is still guaranteed 5-star for 1,000 paid stones. For myself, I am free to play, of course, and so Fatefuls just do not apply to my account at this point in time. And I do also have all three units, so there really isn't any point for me to pull on it unless I was going whaling and trying to get closer to the 255 on each of these three units. Anyways, other than that, not much happened this week. We did have Shigeru's manifest, and hopefully, if you do have Shigeru, you can now use him. He's a lot more powerful now. Haven't actually got a chance to playtest yet. Life has just been pretty busy, and so I'm looking forward to adding him because I don't have much Water Slash, and so the fact that he has a dual debuff 30-30, as well as some potential for DPS, especially when he crits, and he does guarantee crit setting for the entire team. So looks like a lot of potential. I'll have to try him out sometime. Other than that, pretty small update this week. Hopefully next week we do have something new coming along the ways. If not, remember to keep on grinding. Use those red and green keys. I believe tomorrow will be the reset. So if you haven't used your Sabira's gems, I do advise people who are more than just a casual player to use their Sabira's gems and pay for as maximum number of green and red keys to help you along. One last thing of note, I did have some requests to have an account review for myself, just to kind of show where my account is, what kind of units I am upgrading, and so on and so forth, just kind of see my inventory and so on and so forth. I will be doing that hopefully sometime soon. As a small spoiler, I finally have gotten the last Fraulein Opus, as well as I do have 3 opuses of Alter Sukiya. What I'm really hoping for before I do the video is to get one last treaties for AS Nikoko, so I'll have 3, and then I'll just buy the 2, so I'll have most up-to-date kind of meta units in the game. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.